Hello everyone. How y'all doing? Tomo. Hello. What's poppin', everyone? It's me, your resident marshmallow mudding rabbit from TsunDream. Uzuki Tomoya here at your service. How y'all doing? Happy Monday or Tuesday, depending on your time zone. Hope y'all are ready for another week of fun Tsunderia, TsunDream, Tsun streams. Tsun streams. That's funny. Hope y'all having a great day. Let me say hi to everyone who's here. Welcome in, Zero, as well as Cloudy, Choco Milk Tea, but this is her alt for chat, Perpy, Minty Shi, Alex Uchiha, Minty22, Mavis, Persephone, and Flaming Ito. How you guys doing? I said that like 3 times in a row. Yeah, today we're gonna be playing some more Tiny Bunny, which is the terrifying horror game that we played last week, I believe. So I can't say I'm looking forward to it, but I'm absolutely terrified. Also, welcome in Silho and Teitokujin. John, good evening. Yeah, I am absolutely terrified. This game is absolutely twice. This game is very scary, but let's have some fun with the voice acting and let's have a lot of other things. A few other announcements for this week. Also, Kaya's Titties, welcome onto my channel. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you'll enjoy the stream today. Oh, like the jeans pants, got it. Someone made a horror game about Meep. Yeah, basically, it's a Russian, my bunny rabbit here, Meep will say hi. Hi. Basically a Russian visual novel type game about a tiny bunny who kills people. Maybe not. We don't know if he kills people yet, but I think it's implied that there are some forest creatures that are running amok. I guess the summary for what happened the last stream, just so everyone's caught up with it. Basically, we are a young kid. I think his name is Anton, and he lives with his sister, his mom, and his dad. His mom and dad are going through a rough spot in their marriage, aka nearing a divorce, which is tragic as always, but it is what it is. And they have recently moved out to the middle of nowhere. Welcome in, Club Penguin Die, by the way. They've moved out to kind of the countryside, where there's this forest, and the main character, Anton, has seen some dancing shapes in the forest. There was a jump scare, and we know that a child has gone missing and a police officer has shown up. We have gone into the forest to explore a little bit and presumably found the glove of said child, which felt to be filled with blood initially, but after recovering it, doesn't seem to be so. So we're on the border of going crazy and also trying to fix our parents' relationship, keep good ties with our sister, and try not to get killed or jump scared. So I'm a little bit terrified. The dub is also in Russian, so it's very interesting. But also some announcements for this week. I'll be reading the B-movie script as an ASMR coming this Wednesday around 9 p.m. PST. And then we'll be doing Jump King again, 9 p.m. PST on Saturday, and on Sunday, 2 p.m. PST, we'll be opening memberships for the channel. So if you want to support the channel and get some extra perks, which will be announced, as well as access to channel exclusive emotes, feel free to tune in for the membership stream, and we'll be doing some fun things with chat too. So I think it'll be fun. But I'm really excited, and I hope you guys are excited for what this week has to come to. So I am gonna load into the game here, and we're gonna see what's going on. So. Oh my gosh, we're back at it again. I am so scared. All right, let's jump right into this. Okay, here's our save. All right, so it's our first day of school once again, and with new school, new teachers, and most importantly, new classmates, who I always have trouble connecting with, the day has come. Like most other kids with glasses, probably. By the way, glasses slap. Have you guys seen Miori's new short on the glasses? The copy pasta in the comments is absolutely hilarious. Zen hope you enjoy your stream. Oh, I see you've changed your name from Kaya's Titties. Unfortunate, I really liked your previous name, but anyways, it's time to jump into the school. Forcing yourself out of a warm bed is definitely the worst part of the morning, and I can sympathize with this kid. Dad would usually drive me to my old school, but this morning, the bedroom of my parents was silent. Oh, their poor marriage. Did they sleep in? Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get the daddy's boy reputation from day one. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, the girl voice. Oh my gosh, right, I forgot about that. I have to do that. Funny thing, actually, story break right here before we go too deep into this. My dad used to always take me to school, and my dad was kind of wild. He drove a motorcycle, and I hated standing out as a kid. So he would drive me to school on the back of his motorcycle, and I would be like, please, Dad, drop me off like a corner early. I don't want to be seen walking to school, like, in motorcycle gear. I don't want to look like some thug or something, like from a biker gang. My dad would just always laugh it off, like... Usually it's cool if your kid gets dropped off on a motorcycle. I feel like in hindsight, I'd love to get dropped off on a motorcycle. It sounds cool. But back in the day, my tomological dad there, as Choco Milk Tea, but this is her all for chat would say, really wanted me to look cool, and I did not. Anyways, didn't want to get the daddy's boy reputation from day one. My parents were probably still tucked in, dreaming about the good old days when everything was so simple and easy. Is this why I'm an extroverted introvert? I'm an introverted extrovert, actually, but yes. Sweet dreams, even if far removed from reality. I silently sneaked out the first floor so I wouldn't wake anyone, especially the peacefully sleeping Olya, who's my sister. I did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard. I used to play like this even in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between the floorboards, it counted as stepping into lava. The clock was spurring me on with its hands. I need to hurry. Faster, faster. I was too fast, so I needed to circle the hallway once again. Boiling lava was bursting out from the cracks between floorboards. I needed to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity hop like a frog jumping on molehills, like a fearful bunny in a grove full of wolves. I made a sandwich in the kitchen, shoved it down my throat, and drank it with cold tea. Wow, kid making a sandwich, that's cool. Proactive. Also, it is really dark out. This kid's going to school early. I forgot how early school is. My appetite was as good as of someone being led up the scaffold toward a guillotine. That's some interesting imagery. I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on two floorboards at the same time. Burnt to a crisp, huh? I moved my foot. Disgusting little snakes writhed in my belly, the fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. And the clock clicked. Welcome in, NSNL. Also, Zena, your voice matches your model. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sometimes my voice, well, you'll see when I start acting out some of the other characters, the voice will be a bit different. The clock clicked. I need to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. The darkness never fully left the houses around here. I took my time tying my shoes, buttoning up the puffy down jacket, trying to delay my unpleasant exit into the unnerving unknown. I rubbed my glasses for good luck, though I couldn't remember a single time these thick pieces of glass brought me any good fortune. Hello, welcome in, Anime Freak 123ization. How are you doing? The sky was akin to a giant bruise. Wow, that's imagery. On the east side of it, a black cloud was swelling up. It licked up stars from the sky and extinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered over the treetops. The cautious cries of birds got tangled up in the thicket. I locked the front door with a long key that I wore around my neck. My parents made me wear this noose, afraid that I, being the total klutz that I am, could lose the key otherwise. That's a whole mood. The wind whizzed on the other side of the gate. It invited me into my new life towards dubious adventures, and tagged alone like an old buddy, pushing me in the back. Wide shadows that pines throughout covered a third of the clearing. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hid my nose in the coat's collar. Hole up. I was squeezing through the thin firebreak, my hair ruffled up and my back hunched over. Tall trees stood on both sides of the tiny trail. The snowy blanket rustled under my feet, and the canopy of intertwined branches above my head cut me off from the already sparse starlight. The night had no plans of moving away from the forest. In this darkness, trees reminded me of shaggy old women that smelled of burial earth. Their trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle of their mouths. If I lost focus for even a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me into the forest depths. Then my parents would be walking around these parts screaming my name, but the dead can't answer the living. Whoa, God! Or can they? Oh, shit. Okay. Jesus Christ. A sense of panic was growing in my chest. I was fine with my dad carrying me into the school and in his hands by now, if it saved me from watching the darkness rise up in the ravens like black dough. Oh, the ravines, sorry. It felt like someone jumped into the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeak behind me. The forest took a deep breath with its giant lungs. The windfall cracked. The wind and the birds were left behind in the field. Now I could only hear the forest creak. I walked, listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger, as if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my footsteps. I turned my head so fast it made my neck crunch. Ah! Oh god, okay. Oh god, oh, that was just the screen. Oh, yeah, okay. A squeaky snow, oh boy. Welcome in, Spiff Archives. A tiny trail behind me disappeared into the darkness. Tree branches overlapped, forming a tiny tunnel. Who's there? The question escaped my lips and dissolved into the unending creaking sound of the wooden idols and the pines around me. Why did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? I'm either going mad, or someone had intentionally lured me away from home. Distant lights granted me a smidgen of hope. A country road. Take me home. I ran there as fast as I could. As if afraid that the trail would shrink, clawed hands will grip me by the shoulders, turn me around, and make me look at the faces of hungry forest denizens. In the end, nobody stopped me. I almost flew to the decrepit wooden bridge, disbelieving my luck. The bridge's supports bathed in a spring, tarry and ice cold. I put my hands on my knees and looked up at the forest, then snorted, trying to calm my breathing. The thicket was pretending to be asleep. It looked peaceful, lifeless. The remaining part of my commute lied through a snow-laden road illuminated with sparse lamplights. I chased away bad thoughts and ran as fast as I could, from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps. Just like in that game, where you need to be the first to proclaim, "I am protected." It's just in this case, the protection was flimsy at best, with darkness writhing outside its bounds. I noticed something remarkably eerie. What is that sound? Sounds like mac and cheese being stirred. In a place where the light from an inclined lamp couldn't reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? It almost felt like its features deterred light. Its unnatural pose instilled fear. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets as I just stood there, blinking, trying to chase away that illusion. What the frick is this? But the shadow didn't disappear and even got closer. My insides were gripped by horror. I stepped back and almost fell into a snow pile. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice. Sneaking around, huh? Trying to steal my soul. The words got stuck in my throat. Who could be talking in such a silky voice here between the forest and the dormant village? Will you say something, dummy? A cat got your tongue? All right, I'll bite off your nose then. That'll teach you not to poke it in places it doesn't belong. A girl stood before me, judging from the voice and the silhouette. But I couldn't even reprimand myself for getting scared by a girl before noticing the gaping mouth under her hood with something dangerously shiny inside. I was stunned. What the fuck? From the cavity of her hood, a frighteningly real fox face was staring straight at me. But it wasn't It's just her jaws weren't moving and her eyes weren't blinking. A mask! It's just a girl with a fox mask on. At least I wanted to think that. After a surprise like that, a nervous smile involuntarily crept onto my... I was just going to school, and then you... What about me? Never seen a fox feed a dog? And indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's legs. One of the strays that were chasing me yesterday, probably. Oh, that's a cute dog. Yabe, furry, not a furry. Sorry, I didn't mean to. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered, lowering its ears, sniffing me out, and then started wagging its tail. I guess I still smelled of bologna that I ate for breakfast. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore, just weird. New subscriber here, Jia. Your voice is very calming? Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. Anything but a furry. So, you didn't mean to, huh? What's your name? I'm Anton. And you? And I'm not. She's weird. Definitely has a couple screws loose screws. But she has a nice voice. My astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl I didn't know was definitely human, if a bit eccentric. I was a bit angry. I was also a bit angry at myself. This foxy girl was walking through the darkness without problem, and I shuddered from every little sound. I could just walk away, but this girl had piqued my interest. The next time a police officer asks about my friends at the new place, I'll tell him that I befriended a talking fox. She's weird, but I kinda like her. True. She's unlike the other girls, you could say. Do you live around here? In the village? The fox giggled and purred. She spun around so hard, the hem of her coat lifted up. No, dummy. Foxes don't live in villages. So you live in the forest, then? Have you been living under a rock? It's obvious that foxes can't survive anywhere near humans. As long as they're foxes. Her jokes were also weird, just like her carnival mask, paper mache with fur glued onto it. The dog reminded us of its existence with a loud bark. I unfastened my backpack. Dad would sometimes throw food in there without my knowledge, cookies, apples, or even my favorite crab sticks. He called it a gift from the bunny. The stray strolled towards me with mincing footsteps, with a pleading look in its eyes. The fox definitely treat it to something, but it was probably still hungry. Why are you dressed like this so early in the morning? Going to a costume party? The girl shrugged, throwing silvery snowflakes off her nose, and her human form along with them, turning into a genuine beast. A real fox, agile, cunning, dangerous. What? A moment of hesitation, and you'll be ripped to shreds. She'll tear you up and gulp you down without breaking a sweat. I couldn't help but just stand there as a stump. Until I heard her calm, melodic laughter hidden underneath the beastly mask. I wish you could have seen your own mask, sweetie. Sweet? Did she say sweetie? I got embarrassed. Went red up to my hair roots. We'd seen a fox in a zoo once, but when we went there with Dad. But it had patchy fur, was gray and skinny. But this girl was of fiery color and furry, just like in the fairy tales. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers that were searching for the dog street stumbled upon a soft, crumpled object. You'll see. The real beasts will wake up soon. You should ask them where they got their human faces. The girl's shadow was dancing in the lamp's light. The dog yapped in agreement. I freaked out and dropped my finding into the snow without getting a proper chance to examine it. Cold wind instantly covered the hole it created with snow. The dog rushed to dig it out, wanting to get its treat. And the fox just snorted. Now I was so embarrassed I wanted to sink through the snow. It was still dark outside of the electric circle. On the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its inkiness. I did my best to continue the conversation with the weird girl I didn't know. So, are you going to school? Oh my, you are a real dummy. Don't you get it? Well, I was just trying to be friendly, but she can't stop mocking me. calling me a dummy and all. I should have just moved along without paying any attention to this weirdo and her stupid dog. Why are you so mean? Don't answer if you don't want to. It's not like I care. Something froze me in place, tugged me toward the dark figure. A mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety and just languid enough. I was intrigued and excited. I watched her as people watch fires burn. Oh, stop pouting. Look here. Julka took a liking to you. The dog was digging through the snow with sharp movements, snoring loudly. The fox turned around and looked at the windows of a nearby house, at its timbered front through the white mist. The tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light. Maybe someone else too. I went red again, like a boiled crawfish this time. Was she talking about herself or someone else? I hoped the semi-dark would be able to hide my embarrassment from the girl. I cleared my throat before asking. And who's that person? I waited, counting my heartbeat. The fox didn't reply. Her sly stare was scanning the frosty patterns of someone's windows. She was reading them like a glass book. I wonder what she can see through those winter paintings. The stray stopped rummaging through the snow. It ran to me, holding my object in her jaws. A mitten. Could it be the one I found in the forest? What was it doing here? When I looked closer, I realized that it was just my mitten. Maybe my mom stuffed it in there when I was asleep. A certain missing boy immediately came to my mind. Hey, do you know anything about Vova? This is the missing boy from last time. I imagined the scene, silhouettes dancing in the clearing. The dance of the night when Vova had disappeared. The boy who, when found, can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remembered my birthday, when our parents promised to take me and Olya to Disneyland in Paris. But instead of a long-anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console, visibly embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out back then, demanding they take me to the promised amusement park. That was the first time when my mom and dad had a big fight. My greediness had shattered their relationship. Divorce is rough, man. It was gonna happen anyways. It's not your fault, kid. If only I could fix everything, gather everybody I love, and take them to Disneyland. On the night Vova disappeared, I think I saw someone looking like you dancing under my window. It couldn't be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. The fox was sniffing me out. Oh, that got you worried. For yourself or for someone else? Oh yeah. As soon as I thought about my sister, my chest tightened, the cold sweat streaming down my spine. Well then, listen closely, a boy named Anton. This is a big and scary forest. The fox girl stepped forward menacingly. And I'm not its only tenant. The other beasts already know about you. Beware. We'll come again tonight. I shouldn't have taken this off... Oh. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form. Oh wait, that's me. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form, I thought, panicking. When you or your parents will be fast asleep, we'll sneak in really close and dance. Macarena! Huh?
Hey, Macarena!
Hey, Macarena! Welcome in, Limey Gaming. Dance party, let's go. Indeed. This guy's face is priceless. Look at you, your mouth is agape, Antonsha. He saw me near his window at night. Yeah, right. Are you by chance a dimwit? Nobody would let me go outside that late. Children go missing here, you know. I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her silly joke. She got me scared to death. Hey, why don't you stop fondling your glasses? I was also nearsighted once. Listen to me and maybe you'll become smarter. Remember what do they call foxes? Cunning? My words seemed to hurt her. Hey, what did you... sorry. Her laughter was akin to the jingle of a pair of silver bells. Just pulling your leg. Of course we're cunning. If you're agile and brave enough to befriend a cunning fox, I'll help you look for your vulva. There's a reason why you're doing it, right? I shrugged in reply. Her insight was alarming. I know why children have been swarming our forest recently. Sometimes you can find a lot of interesting stuff there. One day I saw a huge pile of candy, and I swam in it until my jaws cramped. A pile of candy? I couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. I showed her another smile. A fake one this time. Swiper do be looking a little bit weird, and I'm Dora Explorer now, I guess. Who's so wary? Well, what will you say to this then? She held out her hand in a furry mitten. Turbo! Yo! Turbo candy, I've never had that before. Doesn't this kid gotta go to school? Yeah, I guess he's really early. Early bird kid. I was never an early bird kid going to school. I respect the hustle. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like these were sold in markets or kiosks. I saw my favorite bubblegum in a vivid wrapper along with the tasty treasure. A familiar name was on it. Turbo. The triangular fox face poked her nose towards me. Take some. My pockets are full of these. Sure, we'll take some. I accepted the treat, catching a whiff of the girl's smell. Fur, fireworks, and citrus. The smell of holidays. My fingers tingled while I was carefully unwrapping the gum. Peachy aroma entered my nostrils, and something else. Something unfamiliar but pleasant. The fruity cube ended up in my mouth. I started moving my molars, chewing the gum. It tasted like your usual Turkish gum, only my tongue went a bit numb. I couldn't believe my luck, opening the insert. Yo! What the hell? Yo, this kid! Bro! He just won a car? I looked at a Mercedes-Benz, an extremely rare and hence desirable collector's item for any boy from my previous neighborhood. Yo, what the heck? My heart skipped a beat. I was barely able to tear my eyes off the insert, still stunned. This is... Now do you see what can be found in the forest? Still, I wouldn't go there alone if I were you. You'll get all so flustered over by simple bubblegum after all. Imagine what would have happened if you find a travel case worth of these. It'll surely blow your mind. Unusual treats, just like everything else about her. I carefully hid the insert in my bag, as if I was putting a rare butterfly in a can. The fox giggled. This is not how things are supposed to go on a Monday morning. Who are you? I refrained from asking that question. She wouldn't answer anyways, or she'll just lie. I really wanted to see what's behind her mask. I was becoming more and more sure that underneath, it wasn't just a simple young girl. What if Vova also found a snow pile with sweets and is now rolling in it? Actually, what if he decided to stay in the forest? He must be so cold without his second mitten then. The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carried them deep into the darkness, to the creepy thicket. How does she know about the mitten, actually? That's a great question. Where's the catch? What's this game about? What's the story so far? The story is a child has gone missing, and there's a forest full of creepy creatures, including this fox who seems to be very suspicious. The trees behind me creaked with their bony branches. What if something happened to him along the way? Something terrible. The forest reacted to her words. It became alive. It sniffed me out, perking up its ears just like a curious beach. Furry friendo, indeed. Well, curious if she's a friend. The fox girl pierced me with her eyes again. Wild beasts? You find that scary? Well, I don't know. He doesn't know. Oh my, have I befriended a dunce? I didn't like being called a dunce, yet being friends with her sounded nice. This kid got a crush. This kid got a crush on a furry. This is the first step to becoming a furry. My grades are good. Really now? Will you come with me? Good grades, Anton. We'll find your Vova, and you'll be able to ask him about what you found deep in the forest. As long as you're with me, nothing can hurt you in the forest. You'll see. Worms of worry retched in my belly. Better run, whispered in my mind. I don't believe you. You take me for a liar. Whatever. You're just like everyone else. The girl sounded hurt, although I didn't know if she was genuine about it. She turned around as if she immediately lost all interest in me. The gum felt bitter now. I remembered my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son?" Indeed, this fox was kind to me. Please don't get mad. Foxes can also be nice, like in fairy tales. I just need to know what kind of fox you are. ha! The girl giggled, hiding the nose of her mask in her hands. Follow me into the forest and you'll get to know me. But not right now. When it gets bright. I mean, your whole body is shaking, you poor thing. I don't want you to get a stroke. Hey, let me accompany you to school. After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of handwear, that almost ran away from me. Well, if we're going in the same direction. We went towards school and the lost dawn. Ooh, that grin on her face. Yeah, I don't know if that's actually a mask. The way they keep referring to it as a mask makes me more comfortable, but the way something doesn't seem right here. Here and there, the lights came on in the windows of the houses we passed, as if their inhabitants were sending us warning signs. Silhouettes lurked behind the curtains. Dogs let out occasional barks. Spirals of gray smoke rose from the chimneys. TVs bustled and dishes clanged in kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise from its slumber while carefully treading the snowy wheel trails. I walked in the left one and she took the right one. The dog was following right behind us. I expected the fox to bring up something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to the school, as if playing with me was some kind of game she was only privy to. Only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time when the dog sneezed from snowflakes that fell on its nose. I was first to break the silence. So what's your name? Here it comes. Names. People always need to put labels on everything. What name would you give a fox like me? I don't know. But I've read about Alisa the fox. You know what? I don't mind. I'll be Alisa. I couldn't understand if she was joking or not. I turned around as if looking for an answer from the dog, from the great dark sky devoid of dawn. My silent questions were left unanswered. Is this a horror game? Yes, this is. This is indeed an indie horror game. It's called Tiny Bunny. Indie horror game, and it is a visual novel style. How am I doing today as well? I'm doing good. The game doesn't seem too scary so far, so I'm pretty happy. And here we are, the scariest part of the game. School in the morning. The school's outline was already in our sight. A giant brick box stuck in the endless night. Lights in its windows didn't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Screams, childish laughter, and someone's whistling tore up the silence. I went here with my mom when we just moved, and the place looked cozy at the time. Empty corridors that smelled of polish, puffy snow outside. The second time I came alone to get the books, and just kept on. Well, the second time I came alone to get the books, and just kept on imagining my peers rolling down the railings, grade schoolers running to the library, and teachers marching down the corridor with an air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance in track pants and wool caps perched on their foreheads. Their appearance destroyed the last hope for a cozy school. Their stingy eyes and the teeth, yellow from nicotine, their smirks, all of it had the same gloomy effect as the cloudy winter morning. Yikes. Don't smoke, kids. That's really bad for your lungs. That's really bad for your voice, too. Don't do it. Smoker voice isn't worth it. Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion. I'll wait for you at the backyard after school, near the hanged man. Near what? She ignored my question. Don't be late. I hesitated. Blowing hot and cold again. My mom always said that when I would have trouble choosing between two options. Thinking about mom helped me reply. I'm going straight home after school. Well, Antosha, I'm going to let you off the hook. But the others will creep to you with their smiles and sink their teeth into you. I won't be able to shake them off as easily. Remember my words. Oh my god. The fox opened her mouth with a wide yawn. What kind of trick is this? Someone running in the distance called out my name. I instinctively turned around. A huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. No! It whimpered and ran into the spring. The darkness devoured it. The fox girl was nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into the frosty air. Or was she hiding in my shadow? I gulped and swallowed the gum. Unlucky. Not the dog, yeah. Sorry, scary stream. Yeah, that's one heck of a mask. That is definitely not a mask that I would expect. After taking a deep breath, I went toward the school, toward the cutlets in dough, toward the light raining down onto the snow. Well, I guess we got no other choice. Oh, I can examine things. Whose nest is this, I wonder? Thieving magpie? Sorts of shiny things? Colored things? What's in the car? Volga. I've never heard of a Volga before. Icy cur, black, and black like soothe. I've never heard of that phrase before. He would say, looks like a funeral call. Okay. And we'll see the tall man standing near the gate, puffing out clouds of smoke into the wind. He didn't look like a teacher. Was he a PE guy, maybe? I carefully studied his face that looked like it was cut from a piece of granite, and his hair lip that was holding down a cigarette. He was playing around with car keys and staring back at us. The light from his cigarette was reflecting in his eyes that were seated deep in his eye sockets. I froze in place. The hulking man lazily tore off his eyes from us and walked toward the road. What the heck? That's weird. A buzzing crowd of upperclassmen with their winter hats tipped to the side. I better not draw their attention. Well, to school we go. I could hear muffled voices behind the doors. Saw blinking lamps. Oh, okay, I pressed the wrong button. Darkness creeping along the windows, and it felt like school was drifting in open space like a lonely lost spaceship. Okay. Going to school. Oh, I think we're in Poland, maybe? No, wait, that's Russian. That's Russian. I don't think that's Polish. Yeah, it's definitely not Polish. That's Russian. After going up to the second floor, I noticed a crowd around the notice board. Everyone was taking part in a lively discussion. I moved closer and took a look at something everyone was interested through a wall of backpacks. I think definitely Russia, yeah. There was a piece of paper with something printed on it glued to the left of the notice board. Attention, child missing. Vova Matyukin, 10 years old. Vova Matyukin, I don't know how to say that. 10 years old, grade 4, B. He left his home on January the 5th. January the 5th was 10 days ago. Around 16 o'clock and never returned. He was last seen at the bridge over the Smorodina River. He was wearing an orange coat with a hood, a black wool cap, a scarf, and mittens with green stripes. Might have a plastic toy gun on him. Features: 142 centimeters tall, skinny, brown hair, green eyes. Please call these numbers if you have any information on Volva's whereabouts. Oh, he has a cat too. I like his cat a lot. Child missing, Volva Matyukin, that was his name, a 4th grader. On the grainy print, Volva looked dead, with a black mouth and dark, empty eye sockets. Could it be that the darkness dwelling deep in the forest invaded his pores and mutilated his face? A plastic toy gun couldn't protect him from the whispery branches and the howling wind. Empty eyes of the lost boy pierced through my soul, as if pleading. Unable to meet his stare, I turned around and rushed to the window and took a seat in the windowsill. The corridor was slowly filling up with children, in groups of few. Nobody paid me any mind. Well, that's a win. In the darkness of school toilets, child voices were hammering a nursery rhyme. Oh, that's creepy. For the fox and let me make up a tune for this. For the fox and for the bear, bunny tasty meals prepare. Okay, that wasn't a rhyme. That wasn't anything. I turned my head toward them, trying to get a better look at their features, but then my attention was stolen by a loud clicking sound. Ooh, scary teacher. Female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised up high. Her heels were hitting the floor like miniature hooves. I tell you, the toilets are gonna have a ghost. Oh my gosh, the toilets are gonna be the scariest part of this game. I'm not looking forward to what the toilets will be like. Please don't pee on the seat, that'd be very sad. A girl was trailing her every step. She was also looking pompous, stopping along the way and whispering some secrets in her friend's ear. She was probably a class rep since she was carrying an attendance register book.
Екатерина, возьми, пожалуйста.
Oh, I need a voice for the teacher. Ekaterina. Ekaterina, take this, please. Teacher's gonna have a deep voice. Bunny tasty meal prepare? Yeah, if that isn't sus at all, I tell you. The teacher opened the classroom door and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and pushing. Out of them, a tall, red-headed fat boy caught my attention. His face was full of blisters. He looked like the inside of a pomegranate. That's not very nice. Kid has acne problems and doesn't know he needs a face project. She does look like a Russian Elsa. Oh my god, you're right. She does look like Elsa. It's the hair for sure. A bad feeling risen up the hair on the back of my head. I've seen boys like him before. Unsettled eyes, cackling laughter. The girl who was a smaller copy of the teacher warned the boy with a wave of her hand and entered the room through the clearing in the crowd. I cannot read anymore. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd, and the redhead immediately shoved him.
Move your legs, moron!
Eyes are mine of Jinx. Oh, I do see that. Yeah. The boy flew headfirst, flailing his hands, trying to keep his balance. This kid's a bully. Oh my god. And he's this ugly. He's probably a bully because he's ugly. No offense. He's got nothing else going for him, so he's got to be mean. That's not very nice though. Fat shaming is also not very kind. Burst out laughing, and a couple of kids joined in his nasty cackling. Sorry. The laughter sounded like someone was snipping with huge garden scissors. The classroom sucked all of the kids in. The corridor stood empty. I wanted to grow roots and stay on the windowsill. Those are hoof prints, aren't they? Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, writhing like fluorescent fish in the black ocean. Maybe I can still run away, go outside, dissolve in the dark. I imagined myself running through snow, how it squeaks under my boots, how I become lighter and lighter with every step. Oh gosh! The ringer's trill blew that illusion away. Sounds like that kid from the back at the barnyard. Yeah, who goes to school when it's dark? I guess it's like 6 in the morning. This school must start early. Keep in mind, if this is in Russia, like, it's very, very high longitude or latitude. It's near the tip of the earth, so it probably stays pretty dark there all the time. At least until it's much later. I tore myself from the window with great effort, then took a couple deep breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. Hello, Jamie. Welcome in. Kontomo. How are you doing? The prim teacher looked at me over the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed. I'm the transfer student. I was told to come here. The snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pines rustled, but it didn't sound predatory anymore. Hey everyone, it's me. Welcome in, Glitchy G Glitchy. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages.
Фамилия-то как?
Your last name?
Петров.
Petrov.
Громче говори.
What? Huh? What are you mumbling there?
Чего мямлишь?
Say it clearly.
Петров.
Petrov.
Нет такого.
You're not on the list. She measured me with a long and heavy stare, as if trying to see I was lying. I wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy faces observed all that from the left. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison, like a living organism, like a dangerous beast. Glad you could catch the live. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, everyone's favorite salesman. That's me. No, it's not me. I'm not a salesman. Yeah, I hope y'all doing well too.
Ты не ошибся?
Are you sure?
Нет такого в списке.
I don't have you in my register. Oh gosh, not the wrong class. That's so embarrassing. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking. I felt dizzy. I clutched my fists so hard, my knuckles became white. They told me to come to classroom 204 to ask for Lilia Pavlovna, class 6C. Apparently everyone in the classroom took my words for some kind of joke, because they were all laughing.
Что за бардак?
What's wrong with this school? The classroom fell silent. The kids hid their smirks for a better occasion.
Понаберут студентов.
Why do we hire so many interns?
Только знаешь, как губятся свои малевать.
They all know how to put lipstick all over their bulging lips, but when it comes to real problems, I have to solve everything.
А бумаги-то кто заполнять будет?
How did they
Не
send you
первый
here
раз
without
тут
any
уже.
proper paperwork? Ugh. We've had this same thing happen so many times
Подожди
already.
здесь.
Wait here,
Сейчас.
I'll be back.
Сейчас я ему
I have to have a
устрою.
little chat with them. The teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger, and I was left standing at the center of the classroom. Now that's awkward. Oh yeah, the wrong class? Oh gosh, the stairs are so awkward. It's like if you accidentally walk into the wrong bathroom, that's even worse. I think I've done that before. It was very awkward. Like a convict in front of a firing squad, I lowered my gaze, feeling the mocking stares from all around the classroom directed at me. They prickled my skin, dancing on it like laser sights. Ooh, that zoom though. Once again, I imagined running far away from this place, fighting the clawing wind, soaring high above the pines in one long jump, with the wind on my back as my only companion. The eyes of my future classmates were asking, this new boy, is he one of us or an outsider? Somebody whispered something and stifled laughter rolled through the classroom.
Доску вытри!
Wipe the board! It was easy to guess who was the main prankster here. Hey, Four Eyes!
Ты чё?
Are you not only blind but also deaf? That's very mean. I said wipe the board! My knees weren't the only shaking part of my body anymore. I was trembling from head to toe, and I prayed for the teacher to come back sooner. My prayers were answered by the powers that be.
Ну что мне с тобой делать?
And what should I do with you
Куда
now?
сажать, а?
Where will you sit?
Давай-ка сядь, наверное,
Well,
с Семеном.
You can sit with Semyon, I guess.
Он все равно
He's
один.
alone anyways.
Ещё чего?
No way! God, oh, we're next to the bully? Oh, that's not nice. The not nice word put his backpack on the seat beside me in defiance, scratched his belly and smirked.
Ты опять за старое?
Are you back on your old
Снова
tricks?
бабушку в
Should I
школу
call your
вызывать?
grandma here again? The classroom went
А
silent.
чё нам не
And what's she
сделать?
gonna do?
Не она, так я тебе
I'll be
сделаю.
the one to do something if she
Рюкзак
doesn't.
убрал,
Put away
рюкзак?
your backpack now. Semyon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of the writers on the wall, looking bored. I need to do something to resolve this somehow, to save myself. I cleared my throat and continued in a stifled voice. It sounded nothing like me.
Я могу за последнюю парту сесть.
I can sit in the last row.
Там, кажется,
I think
свободно.
there's a free seat. The teacher snorted loudly. She looked at me, then at Semyon, then back at me.
Ладно,
Fine.
садись пока туда.
Go there
А
for
с
now.
тобой, бабурин,
And
мы
you,
ещё
Babudin.
поговорим.
I'll have a talk with you
Чтобы
later.
подошел после урока.
Come to me after class.
Будешь по классу
You'll be on
дежурить,
cleaning
ясно?
duty, got it? Semyon forced out a twisted smile. Juicy pimples were growing at the tip of his nose, ripe for the taking. Ooh, ew. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughter from everyone. I took my seat at the back, at the last table, where I was met with a pile of old posters. The outcasts took their seats, and the class was ready to start.
Вот и хорошо.
Now that this is
Начнём
settled,
урок.
let's start the class.
Тема.
Today's theme is
Традиции
the
русской
traditions
и
of
мировой
Russian and
литературы
international
в рассказе
literature
Зощенко
in Zoshenko's
«Не
Don't
надо
Lie. The not so nice word turned back to me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks, and months of bullying. I've got my eyes on you, said his watery look. Oh god, we hate this kid so much. Ew. Ew. After a couple of periods, I had already noticed a yellow spit stain in my notebook. Then at the cafeteria, Semyon accidentally spilled a glass of compote on me. Oh, glossary. Oh, a desert drink brewed from a mix of dry fruits and berries. Oh, the more you know. He then flailed his hands around after exiting the toilet, so some of the liquid from his hands would get on you. Ew! That's not very sanitary. Just before the final period for today, Semyon pushed me into a buzzing crowd of girls from our class. They made way, cursing, but I couldn't hold my balance and ended up ramming my face into the girl I took for the class rep before, right into her chest. Ow! I immediately stepped back, dying from embarrassment. I'm sorry, are you alright? She suddenly put her hands on her hips.
Нет, ну вы посмотрите на
Will
него.
you look at him?
Отлапал меня
Groping
прямо
me in
у
front of
глаза.
everyone!
Я сейчас
I'll
всё
tell my
маме расскажу.
mom!
Тебя из школы
They'll
выгонят.
expel you, pervert! There was some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes, as if she was a child who was about to put a lit up match to Schaefer beetle. I don't know what that means.
Я нечаянно. Меня толкнули.
I didn't mean to. He pushed me.
Все видели.
We all
Были
saw that.
быстрые
We all saw that, you know. No blind among us. Sus. She stared at my glasses while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Semyon's laughter cooled my head.
Толкнули?
I push you. You sure? He swaggered up to me, enveloped in a sense of sunflower, in the smell of sunflower seeds and rotting teeth, and then pushed me to the ground.
Вот так, да?
Like this, huh? What you gonna do now? The bully towered over me as if saying, "Come on, hit me. Let me see you try." I beat the shit out of this kid.
Ты...
Listen, you. My throat went dry, my lips were moving on my own, and my voice was akin to a stifled squeal. Semyon wore a mocking smile.
Давай, продолжай.
Go on, Four Eyes!
Всё прямо
Why'd you stop? We're all waiting.
Ещё
If you ever touch me again. Semyon slowly stuck out a finger and poked my forehead.
Натронул и
I did,
всё.
so what?
Ещё хоть раз
If you ever do it again,
тронул.
here!
А вот
Once
здесь.
more!
Эй,
And again! And again! And again! He was poking me with his finger so hard that my head tilted backwards. I must not cry, or I'll be done for.
Что ты мне сделаешь?
What will a wimp
мямля?
like you do to me? My vision went blurry. My soles tore off from the floor. I rushed forward and threw a random punch without looking. Yeah, let's fucking go! Beat the shit out of him. What I saw when I opened my eyes was beautiful and horrifying at the same time. Semyon was holding his ear and blinking in amazement. Was I the first person to rebel against his absolute rule? Thanks, Marble. I needed to run, but I was already surrounded by his cronies.
Лилия Павловна.
Lilia Pavlona!
Лилия Павловна.
Petrov just hit Papurin! Semyon's cheeks grew even redder, and his pimples even whiter, like the heads of larvae. But a smile flashed on his face that was only noticed among his comrades. He got really close to me. The smell of rotten teeth washed over me.
Тебя.
You are
Пиздец.
fucking done. Hey, you're a kid. You shouldn't be saying that. His voice was evil and dangerous, like it tore off the lid from a kettle with boiling fat. I was waiting to get hit, counting the lumps of my heart and guessing where his fists would go. Solar plexus, jaw, the nose. But he suddenly turned around and walked off. A thought, cold and sober, extremely rational, popped into my head. I'm going to get killed today. I was late to leave school after class on purpose. Semyon didn't attend the last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge the cleaning duty and ran home forgetting all about me? I heaved a sigh of relief, like someone on death row whose execution was delayed by a day. But I didn't let myself forget his tone, his vengeful gaze, and his scary, electrified smirk. While the other students were leaving the school, laughing loudly, I pretended to skim through my books near a window. I was staring outside, nervous. Semyon was nowhere to be found in the front yard or near the school gate. I didn't really believe I was this lucky, so I decided to be extra cautious and stayed for some time in the corridor that was gradually getting less crowded. All of the bustle moved to the first floor. There was a skeleton peeking out from the biology classroom. Some jokester put a cap on it with the American condor on its head. The sound of running water was coming from the bathroom. I was the only person left in the whole school. I'm not alone. A sudden thought came to my mind. I remembered the missing boy. His portrait was on the notice board near the schedule. I remembered his smile, him looking at me, and the fact that he's mostly likely already dead. Hello? I shuddered and turned around. Oh, is this the love interest? At first, my eyes stumbled upon the black violin case. Then I noticed a girl from my class was holding it. Aww. Aww, the one person. She sat in the front row of the second column. I could swear I caught her looking at me a couple of times. I was sneaking glances at her myself. But this art is really pretty, not gonna lie. Sometimes it just feels nice to look at something pretty. The sky, the spring, the sky, or a girl that's not the crowd that laughs at Semyon's jokes. She's also a child, so I feel like I shouldn't comment on that. And she wasn't whispering the dirty laundry of other people to Katya. She spent all the breaks just like me, staying in the classroom or looking in the window or drawing something in her green notebook. Would date. She's a child. She's got to be like I'm 12. This girl's got to be like 13 or something. Hello. I turned red and pretended I was studying the pattern on the wooden floor. Can I get an ada? She's okay. I need to have like a smooth voice. It's cool the way you hit. Or let me. It's cool the way you hit him. It was an accident. Almost. I started shoving books in my backpack to at least put something in my hands. Semyon wasn't like that before. He also transferred here just recently. His grandma told me that it almost felt like he went mad. Even the upperclassmen fear Semyon, did you know? But you're different. You're brave. I mumbled in reply. Yeah, right, me brave. A hero that had been standing around the hallway to avoid a beating. The girl looked at me with clear, attentive eyes. Do you live over the river? In that wooden house? Yeah. Must be scary living there. And you also have to cross the forest. I wouldn't be able to do that. I shivered at the mention of the forest. I thought of the intertwined branches of a snake-like trail, the end of endless darkness that spread like mold among the crooked trees. Russian grade school is different from where you're from. Yeah, honestly, it feels very interesting. It seems like the high schoolers are, like, matched with the grade schoolers, too. It's kind of crazy. Don't worry, Slenderman is my bro. True, we have Fox Slenderman. So I straight up lied. It's not that scary. What's so scary about it for you? She smiled after a brief pause, as if brushing off a daydream. Well, actually, never mind. My name is Polina, by the way. And I'm Anton. I already know that. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do like an actually serious girl voice. I'm sorry. Hey, Anton. She stumbled as if trying to decide whether she should continue. What are you doing after school? My chest felt prickly after her innocent question, yet somehow it felt pleasant. Nothing much. I stumbled and didn't finish my sentence. What? 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 What is this the Fox girl? Alisa's predatory smile flashed in front of my eyes. Her playful eyes were in the slits of her mask were probably just a product of my imagination, though. What if that Fox girl is waiting for me after school? Or what was it another one of her weird jokes? I wonder if she's hiding a big red tail under her coat. I suddenly got covered with beads of sweat, like after a PE class. I wanted to take a shower, as if just thinking of the foxy girl made me dirty, soiled my clothes, lured me into the forest's embrace. I guess this is just like his fears and stuff. Wow, the music changed. I have a violin lesson and then I'll be free. My grandpa hired me a private tutor. Our music teacher is a violinist and he doesn't have anyone to teach her, except for me. She waved her free hand in the air, imitating the movement of a bow on the violin strings. I could almost hear the music. Oh gosh, 6th graders playing the violin, no offense? I don't think you want to hear that music. It chased Alisa out of my head. I looked at Polina's lips, catching her every word, and was frozen from the unusual sensations. They were warm, soothing, and tingly. It felt like I was very small, and the feelings were immense. They couldn't fit inside me. They say there's a serial killer on the loose in the village. Normally Grandpa would escort me from school, but he's been sick lately. I snuck a glance at Vulva's photo. Oh, Jesus. His eye wells were studying me. His lips were wearing black lipstick. Just like the portrait on a gravestone. I mean, I'm not a coward, it's just... I think it'll be safer together with you. Will you go home with me, Anton? There it was. Finally, everything that I read about in the adventure books, everything I dreamt about was seeping into my life. Girl, I mean, boy, she's just nervous. I mean, you're the only kid who doesn't seem like a jerk in the class. A mysterious crime, a beautiful stranger, and a heroic duel. duel. Thinking of Semyon instantly sobered me up, returning me back to Earth, and started shaking under my feet like a deck of a ship. If only I could rise to the occasion in front of Polina. Because no matter how brave I was trying to act, it was obvious for both of us that I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against a big guy like that. And after knocking me out, and him knocking me out won't even be the worst of it. I think that's a translation mistake. The worst part is that Polina would see all of that. She'll laugh at me like everyone else. No, I don't need anybody to see me in such a shameful state.
Сегодня вряд ли получится.
I doubt I'll be able to
Ты же
today.
знаешь,
You
Семён,
know,
скорее всего,
Semyon's waiting
караулит
for
на
me
школьном.
outside.
Лучше мне с ним разобраться
I have to
лично,
deal with him
по-мужски.
one-on-one like a man.
Глупости
Nonsense.
какие.
Polina brushed off some hair from her forehead and I sensed a weak aroma of blackberry. Polina was like water when you were thirsty. You gulp it down, still wanting more. That is a weird phrase. Okay. I remembered the summer evenings at the country house. The fire's pungent smoke, the berries, hanging over our fence from the neighbors, and a soft cover of pine needles under my shoes. Those were peaceful days when I felt completely safe. My mom resting in the hammock, my dad putting meat on a skewer. Could I have foreseen the upcoming catastrophe in the cackle of coals, in our parents' laughs, in the smell of fleeting July? Could I have seen how fragile that world was?
Думаешь, этот дикарь
Do you
будет
really
честно
think that
драться?
savage will give you a fair fight?
Со своими
He'll
дружками
swarm you with
набросится
his
всем
friends
скопом,
without giving you a
опомнится
chance to
даже
catch a
не дадут.
breath. Polina suddenly flashed a devious smile.
Но если
But
мы
if we
пойдем
go together,
вместе, это их
they'll be
ошарашит.
put off.
Я же не только первая
I'm not the
скрипка
only
на
first
деревне.
violin in this
Есть
village.
еще и девочка.
Oh, I'm not only the first violin of this village, I'm also a girl.
Слышала от знакомого
I've heard from a
хулигана, что
delinquent that he'll never
никогда не
attack someone when there's a
нападает на
girl
кого-то
around.
из
Could you
Представляешь,
imagine?
у них кодекс
They have this
чести
weird
такой.
code of honor. A delinquent, you know. I thought, worried. Is he better than me? Taller, more handsome? Definitely not.
Мне на музыку
Oh,
пора.
I have to go to music class. She made a couple of steps and stopped. Amazing. Paulina didn't look like those beauties from the magazine posters or the actresses from the movie. Kid is actually thirsty. Actually, though, speaking of which, I should hydrate. Take a water break. But in the flickering light of the ceiling lamps, she looked so much more alluring.
А ты играешь на чем-нибудь?
Can you play anything? My parents bought me a guitar a couple years ago. I immediately remembered my meager attempts at making music. Change. We're all waiting for change. Tsoy's song echoed through my thoughts as my desire to change something. Victor Tsoy, a song and frontman of the popular Soviet rock band Kino, that played a mix of new wave and post-punk. Ooh. Their hit song, Peremen, Changes, was one of their most popular rock tracks of the new Russian era. Died in a car accident. That's tragic. If Polina dies, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, if anything happened to her, I'd kill everyone in the room and then myself. The guitar got lost somewhere, as if refusing to move to the old house near the forest. I think my parents gave it away to someone who needed it more.
Увы, не играю.
I don't, sadly. A
Жалко.
pity.
Ну ладно.
Oh well,
Я побежала.
I'll be going.
Пока!
Bye! Her shout was captured by the loud echo. Her shoes also echoed through the school hallways.
Пока!
Bye. I wasn't sure if Polina heard me. I looked at the window again. The schoolyard was empty. Just a couple of grade schoolers throwing snowballs at each other. Nobody who looked like the hulking Semyon with his cronies was giving me hope. What should I do? Polina could become my friend. The first one in this new place. Besides, she may be in real danger of meeting a killer, and I'll be her defender, her knight. And though my inner voice was hesitant and whispered about running away from killers, whispered about running away from the killers lurking in the woods at night. I feel like she might get kidnapped for some reason. Honestly, I feel like that could happen too. Polina was worth the risk. Kid is literally becoming a white knight though. That's a dangerous path to go on. But the red cunning fox was also intriguing. She promised me to look for Volva, and this will bring me a reward. More money will almost guarantee peace in my family. Gifts for Olya. I imagine my sister, happy like those girls that get prizes from Spiniv in the finest hour. Sergei Suponev, a Soviet and Russian TV host. Most prolific showman of Russian kids TV in the 90s. Hosted teen quizzes as well as computer entertainment shows. Died in 2001, October 8th. crashed a snowmobile. Ooh, tragic. She'll be dancing with the famous singers, maybe put a few popular boy bands like Ivanushki International. A Russian boy band that was popular in the 90s, early 2000s consisted of 3 singers. Songwriter and vocalist Igor Sorin died from a fall. Oh my god, all these people died. Official police report claimed it was a suicide. Oleg Yakovlev substituted him in the band and later died from... Why did they only mention how they died? That's weird. Volva gonna be a ghost? I hope not, but that'd be interesting. Mom and Dad hugged in the Otsan Kino Pavilion. And then all of us going to Disneyland. Aww. Oh shit, Polina or Alisa? Because they died. True. But also, it's like weirdly interesting. All these deaths be foreshadowing something. I honestly want to go see Alisa. I'm morbidly curious about the forest. I actually want to see Alisa. Actually, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Which girl? Alisa or Polina? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Maybe Alisa won't let us get jumped. Yeah, I feel like Alisa's gonna like get rid of our bullying problem forever. And like romance, this is a teen kid. No. 50-50. Waiting for the poll to update. I don't know, I feel like there's some merit in both of them. Like, Polina seems like a cute route, but Alisa seems like... Yeah, I don't really want to go down the tragic route. I kind of want to do something more exciting, you know, thrilling. So I feel like Alisa would give us some more thrill. Yeah, personally. Honestly, yeah, I'm more worried also what she would do if she decided to like, if we ignored her, right? Polina will still be there. We go to school with her. But why not both? Oh wait, can I examine things around here? Can I examine the trash can? An abandoned zinc bucket with a rag in the bottom of it, filled to the brim with murky tap water. It reeked of salty chemicals and the stench was so intense that I felt sick. I staggered away from it, praying that I don't meet the same fate as the person on cleaning duty. Okay, I can click on the paper airplane. Turn me around and I'll tell you who's stupid. I bet something offensive is written on the other side. I wonder how long would Semyon keep turning it around until it fell into his hands. Somebody left their school shoes on the windowsill. Judging from their size, they belong to a boy my age. Anything else? Alright, seems like everyone's in favor of Alisa, so we might as well. Also, welcome in, Yinichiaki. Ohayo. Ohayo. Okay, we're gonna go with Alisa then. Yokoso. After closing my backpack, I ran down the stairs. Ooh, those are loud footprints. I scanned my surroundings through the window in the main hall. Nothing suspicious in sight. The school doors creaked, and the sound was similar to the music from a thriller, a high note that comes before an intense scene. I ran around the school corner, trying not to catch anyone's attention. The smell of pastry and burnt sugar wafted from the school cafeteria. I froze when I saw a silhouette on the second floor. It must be Polina, guiding a bow on violin strings with her head slightly tilted to the side. I wish I could hear the melody she played, but Polina was only a dark outline on the window's yellow sheet. I dragged my feet forward. Polina is like water, guys. Yeah, we're not here to drink water, we're here to drink soda. Oh, there's the hangman. A net on the football goal in the yard fluttered in the wind. The same wind that hurled small white whirlwinds through the field. Somewhere nearby, an invisible tractor was humming, scaring away the crowd of cawing birds. The hum of its engine sounded like the howls of hungry beasts that chased me through the snowy desert. Alisa and her scary mask also came to mind. Right now, in the light of day, it was really hard to believe she was real. What did she say back then? The backyard near the hangman. There also is a creepy man there. Is that a serial killer? What did she mean by that?
Извините.
Excuse me. Silhouette turned around the corner and walked to the dead end, leaving cigar smoke in his waist. Wait, whatever. It was an adult, a teacher maybe. That guy's creepy. Forest squirrel chomping on sunflower seeds. Someone from the school is probably feeding her. Interesting. A used syringe among cigar butts. I hope someone just needed an insulin shot. Now that is creepy. You should not be doing stuff like that. I looked at the wall. There was a hanged man drawn under the thin black line of resin. Someone played the hangman here. Something was scribbled on both sides of the man. Escape. Fear. Truth. Come closer, sweetheart. Took me a while to realize where the sound was coming from. My eyes strolled through the cul-de-sac at the school backyard through windows and snow. Examine. One of the snow piles started trembling like a volcano before it erupts. Oh my gosh. O genki desu ka? Hai, genki desu. Demo, chotto kowai kedo. Oh, kowai desu kedo. Ganbarimasu. Give me your heart. Oh my gosh, that scared me. In the blink of an eye, the white crust crumbled and the fox jumped at me. She made a gracious bow, enjoying the effect her appearance had on me. The silver of snow shined on her coat. I couldn't even imagine thinking about girls with tails. Wait. I couldn't even imagine that thinking about girls with tails can be this. I don't know what to compare it to. Something infectious, toxically sweet. Fight back! Or your heart is in my bag. She giggled, so enthusiastically that it forced me to smile. Oh, come on. I quickly rolled a ball of snow and threw it at Alisa. She tried to dodge, but it was too late. A hit to her shoulder. Oh, you insolent boy! Yeah, that's me. I like this. They're so playful. Kawaii. So. Mecha kawaii kedo. The fox slowly backed down, trying to arm herself. You are sly, but I'm a fox. I think out of the box. Her retribution was swift. A snowball arched its way above the snowy yard, and the ravens flying in the air. I wanted to duck, but slipped and fell on my knees. While I was getting up, I caught a huge chunk of snow in my face. It burned from the cold. I swore loudly, fuck, from immense disappointment. Blyat! Using the words I heard in Sector Gaza's song from the cassettes I heard from my parents. Soviet Russian rock band that played the so-called hillbilly punk. Founded by a songwriter and singer Yuri Klishnik. Yurakoi. The band often played homages to popular Western rock bands and used a lot of profanity and fairy tale themes. Supposedly died from overdosing on drugs. Classic. If my dad heard this, he definitely would have given me a good whipping. Oof. He had very low tolerance toward obscene words, like shit and fuck, and always communicated in clean Russian. Oh, come on! It can't hurt that much. She brushed off my hood as if to show compassion, took me by the elbow and helped me get up. With care uncharacteristic for a child, she took off my glasses, blew away the snowflakes that were stuck to them, and handed them back. Now we're even, Tosha. The only people who were close to me called me that. And I haven't even seen her real face, didn't know her last name, what class she was from, and if she had a real tail under her coat. Want to go ahead? We were looking for Wolfa, remember? We better hurry before my parents start looking for me. Wait, Alisa? I don't think she's the serial killer. I think she's just a forest friend. I don't think she's a thing. Glad you could catch the stream, Ato. No worries. Have fun. Have a good time. And thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed your time. I'm pretty sure it's not Alisa. I think it's actually like someone else. I think it might be the dude, or it might be some of the other forest creatures. The fox let out a lazy yawn. Oh, parents, don't be so boring. Let's play for a bit. You're always bored at home anyways. And how do you know that? It's not even a secret. It's always way too boring being locked up in a house full of adults. I get all jittery from both houses and parents, see? Her furry fox brow started twitching. I faked a laugh in reply, unsure of whether being able to move parts of her mask like that was genuinely funny or not. Come on, Dosha, don't be scared. I can see you want to play. And if you win... The fox girl got dangerously close to me and stood on her tiptoes, almost touching my face with her rough little nose. Playful fires danced deep in her eyes. She smelled nice, like berries in sakura. Is this the smell of independence and true freedom? I mean, the kind where all you have to do in your life is run wild and eat sweets. Her whisper poured into my ear like scalding hot water. If you win, I'll be your guide. Believe me, I have lots of things to show you. We'll surely find your vulva for one. I felt as if a giant invisible spring bent inside me. My tummy hurt, but the sensation was not exactly unpleasant. It was so weird. I just had a conversation with Polina, and now Alisa was going to drag me along with her. And what if I lose? Oh, Claude, you're so softy. Come on, let's go. Oh my gosh. She burst out laughing. Blah, 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 blah. Wait, hold up. She burst out laughing, whipped on the hem of her coat, and ran toward the road we used to come to school in the morning. Oh my gosh, wait, hold up. あのキツネ怖い。そうそうそう。でも、優しそうね。Her promise. That sounded almost like a threat. Hypnotized me. This kid is into yanderes. I bent down and scooped up some snow. I wish I had a device that could tell whether Alisa was joking or being serious. Was there a third option to with people like her? Joking but also serious. Sorry, my JP. 日本語難しい. Doing my best though. Always the third option with people like her. Between her jokes, her laughter, and her hot breath on my ear, I wanted to win. To punish her for the lightness and freedom she possessed that was so clearly too much for an average girl. When I, on the other hand, was possessed, or rather intoxicated, by the thirst for adventure, by my curiosity. Just like the time when I ate cherries from my mom's nalivka and died down with my eyes closed while the bed was spinning underneath me. Sweet alcohol. Oh, he's drinking. Wow, that's really thick alcohol. I spat, then cleared my lips. Do you want to play, little sister fox? Well then, let's play. I armed myself with a snowball and chased the fleeing fox girl. Oh, this is so cute. I saw a familiar street with wooden posts that didn't look scary anymore. They were just logs covered in snow. If I were to shout now, the guard dogs would probably start barking. Their owners would peek out the windows. Alisa's small silhouette was mocking me from far away, so it was useless to try hitting her with a snowball for now. A waste of ammunition. Birches, mutilated by the cold, peeked out to view along the clear road. A giant snow pile towered near one of the trees. It was probably the place where the tractor brought all the snow from the village. A whole family of foxes would fit in such a pile. No, I thought, she's the only fox around here. She alone is already too much. My second morning acquaintance was running around near the edge of the forest, a stray dog with a mangy tail. She sniffed around and marked the naked berry bushes and ran into the other ones. Alisa showed up from under the hill. Julka! Follow me, girl! The dog's ears perked up. It barked in agreement and followed her lead. We ran farther and farther, exchanging snowballs, laughing and stumbling. Ha ha ha! The winter forest towered in front of us, reaching for the low clouds. We were at the edge of its shadow, bony and almost. The fox hid behind a huge pine, clearly trying to get close to me and shove some snow down my collar. It was a good plan, but Julka, who was running circles around her, gave it away. I broke off a dry branch and decided to act even trickier. I put my hand on it and peeked from the side of the pine. I'll make her think that it's my head. I bit my left lip to stop myself from laughing, then jumped out from the other side and performed a point-blank throw. Alisa probably cracked my plan right away, but still let me win 3-1. I was wounded in my leg, and she got shot in the chest and in the stomach, losing imaginary blood in front of my eyes. Watch this game give tonal whiplash later. I swear. If she's evil and tries to kill me, I will cry. I'll be so scared. I'll scream. Pleading for mercy, she almost choked from laughter. Please, mercy! I'm dying! Okay, I'll let you live. Thank you, oh valiant knight. She pretended to bow to me and grabbed 2 full handfuls of snow and, like a dying warrior, threw them my way in a last-ditch effort. I dodged her attack easily, laughing uncontrollably and being mad at the same time. I finished her with 2 precise shots. He'll let me live, huh? Learn me how to do it if you're so smart. Shut up, you're already dead. Ha! When did that stop me? Let's play something more interesting. Tomo ohayo. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo. Welcome in. Yokoso, Ryo-kun. Hope you're having a good day. She dashed behind the trees after blowing snow in my direction. 1, 2. Time to play with you. 3, 4, 5. The owl will arrive. I hesitantly moved toward the windfall. 6 on end. The wolf's gray fur will stand. I thought I was a real tail gliding across the bushes. Wait, I thought I saw a real tail gliding across the bushes. I rushed to the intertied branches that helped Alisa to hide, as if something was pulling me there. I had to move them, tear them off like spiderweb. Branches sprang back in my face, but it felt like they were caressing my cheeks and not hitting them. I was sweating, but still had a lot of stamina left. I'll make sure to catch you, little fox. Alisa's voice was wandering along the windfall. 7, 8! Stomp your hooves and wait! Ha ha ha! Seems like I underestimated you. I thought you were just a boy. Confident that she was behind the dry pine, I rushed to intercept her, but the local acoustics tricked me. Her voice was already echoing from the other side. And you're a bunny! So nimble, so cute! A snowball flew at me from the shadows, whistling near my ear. I'll show you a bunny! Yeah, do that! Show me! A bright fur coat flashed near a rotten stump. I rushed over there, jumping over a reed. Bunny, show yourself! Be brave! Give the beasts fresh meat they crave! The furry collar that flashed from every tree was the most important thing in the world for me. My lips started trembling, as if I was a cowboy tracing his prey. One jump and the fox was in my embrace. So smooth and desirable. Fine, you win! You can speak-spell English? Oh, that's okay. I'm glad, Chiaki. I hope this is fun and okay to listen to. 問題ないよ. Fine, you win! She leaned against the scratchy bark and started puffing. Please, let's have a break. You're too fast, too strong, too tasty. Satisfied, I put my hands on my side, waiting for the spoils of war from the defeated girl. But what I got instead was a sly snowball in my smug face. The cunning fox ran away, roaring with laughter, but I wasn't even mad about it. I needed to catch up to Alisa, to tackle and subdue her, tear off her mask and see everything. Poor little bunny jumps around in the wet pine forest, afraid of getting eaten by the big gray wolf, thinking of hot summer, keeping his ears low, sneaking glances at the hidden sky. The sky really did disappear under the trees. I moved using the barking of Jolka as guide, since she was closely following her owner, and I was getting closer, and the same trail I imagined back at school blinked under my feet. It turned out that running like there's no tomorrow was so easy. Faster, higher, faster! It felt like there was a well of untapped potential inside me, and I drew from it. My muscles were buzzing, my lungs felt bigger, and I felt much stronger overall. Even my vision became sharper. I saw every icy branch, every dent in the bark. Something colorful was lying near the bushes, a piece of clothing. Another colorful spot to the right. Alisa was losing her clothes on the run, like shedding her skin. I also used my teeth to take off my mittens, excited by all that. I'll get naked and feel the wind to every last drop. Faster! Can understand English, but it's really hard. I hope this will help then. Learning is fun. I reached out to take off my hat, to throw everything away that stops me from running wild in this endless forest. The backpack slowed me down, so I threw it in the snow along with all the pens that were inside, with all the notebooks, all of my drawings on the sidelines, and a dinosaur for Olya. Olya. Suddenly a clear picture appeared in my mind. My sister, standing near a window basking in the dusking sun. Her small childish palms are pressed to the glass, leaving marks where they warmed it up. She could warm a whole world like that. She's looking at the taiga and saying my name. Dosha! I stopped, took a deep breath, and realized how rash and stupid I was, trying to undress in the middle of the forest while chasing a fox. I returned to get my backpack, as if it was a part of my being that I dropped. I remember again how my sister didn't like being left home alone, how she asked me to come home faster. What kind of brother am I? Running in the forest that I used to scare my sister with. I'm having fun while she's not even allowed to come over the doorstep. Sit in your cage, Olya. Watch some cartoons over and over. Tosha!
Да, Оленька.
Yes, Olya?
Тоша, а куда?
Tosha, where are you?
Куда так скачешь, чмошник?
Where are you hopping to, fucker? What the fuck? In the darkness behind the pines, just like a caveman from their cave, appeared smirking Semyon with a bunch of his cronies.
Ну, здорово, Антон.
Yo, Antoshka!
Не вышло брыснуть,
You
да?
thought you could slip away?
Очкарик,
Check
кто-то
out
сзади
this
нас.
forest, freaky! They sounded like a carnivorous pride, making me step back. The smell of sweat and tobacco attacked my nostrils. The inside of my mouth felt salty, as if I'd licked a battery.
Alisa.
Alisa! The name of my companion turned into a stifled cough. Pines were swaying back and forth like solemn guardians. I was frantically looking everywhere. I dreamt of finding that fox among the trees, expecting her to come to my rescue, but only the wind replied to my pleas.
Где Алиса?
Where's Alisa?
Что вы с ней сделали?
What did you do to her? I stuttered after hearing my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough, and scary.
Какая еще Алиса?
Who the fuck's Alisa?
У тебя чё?
Did you hit your
Куда
head?
поехала? Не ссы,
Whatever,
чтоб
we'll
медведь.
fix you right up. The fatso spat through the gap in his teeth and pushed me so hard I hit my back against a tree.
Ну как,
So,
полегчало?
feeling better now. It can't be. Did Alisa really lure me into a trap? To these bastards? No, I can't believe this.
Глядите-ка,
Looky
пацаны.
here, guys.
Здесь он не такой
He's not so
босс,
brave
как в
here
школе.
compared to the school. A
Вылезай.
total whipper.
Ты, сука, приезжая.
You fucked
Не
with the
на того
wrong
руку
guy,
слушай.
transfer student! Semyon was moving toward me, readying his fist. In that moment, the other delinquent in track pants made a long whistle, and that hulking boy lowered his hand. It was unexpected. Seemed like Baburin wasn't the leader of this gang. In reality, they were listening to the boy, who was looking like a small carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. Probably decided to have some fun at my expense first.
Слышь, гондон, батька.
Hey, mister, that's a slur, Junior.
Это что ли твоя Алиса?
Is this your Alisa? I only then I noticed Jolka beside my legs, trembling in the cold snow plastered over its fur. The delinquent spatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with its hand.
Ой, ты батя.
Oh my!
Алиса.
Alisa,
ко
come
мне,
here, you
сучка
flea-ridden
блохастая.
bitch! Oh my gosh! The others let out nasty laughs. The dog's ears perked up as she started moving closer.
Иди сюда.
Come here,
Иди,
I've got
иди,
something
дам
for
кусок.
you. No! The dog didn't even get a chance to sniff him when the animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right under the tail. It flew so hard to the snow pile, squeaking. No! No! The whole gang burst out laughing, and my heart got encrusted in ice. Even the birds that were perched up on the tree branches let out frightening claws. At the edge of my vision, I saw something flash in the illusory twilight of the sleeping forest. Or was it just bushes moving their icy branches in the wind?
Ромка.
Romka won't be able to do shit after this.
Давай
Let me
теперь
kick
я.
the fucking thing one more time. Two negatives make a positive. But the stray was already nowhere to be seen.
Чего ты,
What?
баран?
Are you an idiot?
Толкуй его на очкарика,
Go and
где его место.
show the Four Eyes his
Только так,
place.
чтобы он
In a
понял.
way he'll understand.
Ага.
Yeah,
Ним
he
косяк.
fucking owes you.
Этот очкарик
This
тебе
wimp
при
whacked you in
всем
front of the whole class.
Да без Б.
Sure thing. I don't have different voices for these guys. Semyon brought a sizable signet ring with some geometric sharp shape carved into it up to my face.
Ща
In a
порожу я
moment,
тебе
I'll
этим
hit your
бичом,
effing
ты
face
так зарежу.
so hard
Мимо
it'll
на
leave a
всю
mark
жизнь
for the
останется.
rest of your life. Where did all my inner strength and bravery go?
Стой!
Stop! A wizzy whisper left my lips and my head tilted forward, hitting Semyon's fist. Red sparks flew from my eyes.
Бяша!
Yasha, give me a hand! Semyon gave a rough push towards the bastard with slanted eyes as he tripped me. I felt a sharp crust of ice, and the fatso stepped on my hand, preventing me from getting up. A painful groan escaped my throat. Ah!
Слыхали, как заныл?
Did you hear him whimper? This is
А
brutal.
ты
Is
случаем не
he
пидор?
actually an F word or something? I started to lose my breath from anger and resentment. The pain was growing. My ear was hot, and the pulsating pain was shooting through it, like it was cut off, and a ball of nettle was sewn in its
Чё
place.
молчишь, Антошка?
Why so silent, Antoshka?
Отвечай.
Come tell us, are you an F? That's so mean. That word is not appropriate. At this moment, I felt pure, unbridled rage and the amalgamation of my anger. Like the Sprouts ink, it rose from the depths of my mind, filling all my thoughts. Morons! Did you know that my dad is also an F word? Semyon burst out laughing. This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling inside me like mad dogs. Ijimeko. Ijimeko. Washime. Oh gosh, I can't read. Nubekita. Yeah. Oh my gosh. These kids are so mean. Ijimeko. Washi. Nubekita. すみません。理解できわかりません。Oh, you shouldn't be bullied. Oh, いじめっこわしねぶきだ。Yeah. Sorry, I'm like low-key translating the comments in the meantime. I hope you don't mind. Yeah. Fear and anger was grappling inside me like mad dogs. It shouldn't be bullied. Oh, I see. He knows Aikido. Got it? Or Aikido, got it?
Еще воевал.
And he's a vet.
Таких, как вы.
He'll kill the likes of you with his eyes closed. One word from me and he'll... Romka lifted up his arm, stopping my torrent of lies, and made a couple steps forward. Semyon slowly backed off, giving me the opportunity to stand up. Did he believe me? Or was confused by my face twisted with rage?
Воевал, говоришь?
A vet, you say?
Мой батя
My
тоже
dad
воевал
also fought in the war,
в Афгане.
in Afghan.
А твой?
And yours?
И мой.
Mine too.
Да, и в
Oh,
каких
really?
войсках,
What force
интересно?
did he serve in? I stumbled. Fear chomped at my rage's throat and made it bleed.
Да он фу-фу.
He's full of
ходит
shit,
громко.
Romka.
Бля, будуна.
Sure as fuck, eh?
Думал, меня так
Do
просто
you think I'm
развести?
so easy to trick?
Я тебя
I can see through your lies, you
насквозь
little
вижу.
bitch. There was a nasty smile on his face now. That didn't bode well for
Ты
me.
сам себе
Well,
приговор
you asked for
подписал.
this. A teacher saved you at school, but here... You're fucked.
Во-во.
That's right.
Давай, Антон.
Pray that you find your
Смотри,
dead
что
body
тут
come
помещение
spring, eh?
Сидел бы ниже
If only you
травы,
stayed
был бы
stylish,
царочкой.
you wouldn't have lost a hair.
Жирного стукнула
Hitting
в одно
fatso
дело.
is one thing.
Сёма, ушатай-ка его.
Give him a good pounding, Syoma. The delinquents closed in on me. Closed in on me again. I ended up in front of Semyon. Blood was pumping in my temples. Branches were swaying back and forth, as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly, and took a boxing stance I often saw in movies.
Хера ты, Майк Тайсон.
What are you, fucking Mike Tyson? This was my first ever fight. I'll remember it for the rest of my life, if I don't kick the bucket, of course. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness writhe again, as if someone was walking back and forth out there. I sensed Roma's claws grab for my backpack.
Манатки, Антошка.
Give me your shit, Antoshka.
Махаться мешает.
It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, but then he flashed a butterfly knife out of his pocket, and with one smooth motion, spun it as if showing off and put the blade to my neck. Oh my god! Let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Romka pulled all of his might, and my backpack ended up in his hands, calm and relaxed. An insidious smile on his face. He looked into my
Ты
backpack.
от нас что-то
Are you
скрываешь?
hiding something from me? Quiet.
У меня
Chai.
какая-то крыса
So
с
desu
менку
ne.
подрезала.
Some rat stole my school shoes. And what's this? Romka gave me a dubious smile. Oh, he has bunny scissors.
Так-так.
So what
А
do we
что
have
тут?
here? My texts and notebooks fell in the snow. He was holding my backpack in one thing, something weird in the other. It looked like a mask. Roma lifted it up high, as if showing to someone else, to someone in the treetops, in the twilight among the trees. An old bunny mask. Long, worn-out ears, barely visible nose and whiskers, mangy fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Simeon laughed.
Новый год
It's
уже
way
прошел,
past New
Мудя.
Year's, moron.
Это реально поехал.
Or are you a bit
Это не
loony?
мое.
It's not mine.
Да как не твоя?
How come? It was in your backpack. Romka was watching the scene unfold with an evil smile
А
on his
знаешь
face.
что?
You know what?
Надевай.
Put it on.
Зачем?
Why?
Надевай,
Because
говорю.
I'm telling you to.
Попрыгаешь перед нами.
You'll hop like a bunny for us.
Давай, давай.
Yeah, come on!
Без штанов
Or we'll
домой
leave you
пойдем.
pantsless, eh? Anything but this. What if someone in our class will pass by?
Надену.
I won't.
Сёма,
Shioma, put it on
Надень.
him.
Хе.
Biasha rushed to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask from him with a buffoonish bow. He passed it to Semyon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows that writhed around us would take pity on me and take my side. Yeah, I think it's from Alisa. Usagi. It's fitting, right? 私も Usagi ですね. Branches looked like arms, twisting in unusual angles. Blackened bark was their charred skin, and the darkness was smoke they produced. I can't run. Won't get away. They'll catch me. And then...
только учти, Сёма,
Let me warn you, Syoma.
если он скакать не
If he
станет,
won't
ты
hop,
сам за него
You'll get to
поскачешь.
take his place, got it?
Этот чмошник
This piece
не
of shit
станет.
won't.
Да погляди
Look
на
at
него,
him, he's
он
a
же
total
дурень.
loony.
Этот дурень
Looney already
тебе
smacked you
уже
in the
раз
face.
Ромка прав.
Romka's right.
Давай,
Come on,
толстый.
fatso. Assert your
Восстанавливай
fucking
авторитет.
dominance.
Или сам
Oh,
у
we'll
нас
make you
запрыгаешь
hop
так, что
so hard your pig tape
Тандра отсыпется.
fall off. I don't want to say that. He must indeed be scared of Romka. Semyon swore silently and glared at me.
Вот.
Here.
Это чтобы маска
It'll better
хорошо
fit this way.
налезла.
It'll fit better this way. He hurled a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny face and put it close to mine. His spit looked like a squashed spider. Romka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast, like he wanted to tell Semyon something, but then suddenly stopped. Semyon was close by, with a disgusting smirk on his face and terrible smell coming from his mouth.
Надевай, баран.
Put it on fast, or you're dead. The mask almost looked like even more disgusting now, yet despite everything, it felt like it was a chance for salvation. It could become my second skin. If only it was to put on. If only my face was to touch its bumpy surface. I'm sure the fur will glitter. My eyes will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on, and Semyon and his friends will be gone. Forever. I want to put it on, guys. Yeah, there's so much profanity. I don't know how I feel about all the profanity, but I think it's time to put it on. あなたはとってもちょっと読めない。すみません。漢字読めない。かわいい。とてもかわいいうさぎですか。ありがとう。かわいくないと思う。Let's put it on. Let's put it on. I reached out. My hand wasn't shaking anymore. Semyon handed me the mask and let out an evil laugh. The fur felt warm to touch, just like I expected. I got goosebumps. Electricity flowed through my spine.
Вот оно,
This is it.
мое спасение.
My salvation. A voice whispered into me from it. A voice whispered to me from the well of my subconscious. Just put it on, and nobody will hurt you. The forest froze, gazing at me with cracks in the bark. I acted slowly. I took off my glasses, got rid of the nasty spit on the paper mache. There was movement inside of the bunny face, as if something was trying to break out, and I needed to help it. I lifted up the mask and started moving it towards my flaming cheeks. Just like in the movie with Jim Carrey, the mask had power. The mask had strength. Carton touched my skin. It enveloped my skull, my nose, took the shape of my face. It smelled like an animal, lair and pine. My lips touched some sort of hard, wavy material. My armor. Strangely enough, through the slits of the old carnival mask, I was able to see as good as through my glasses. A trio of boys frozen in the clearings. Tomo is cute Usagi, but this bunny is scary. Like my mom! Usagi no jikan. So desu ne. Usagi jikan da yo. Snowflakes frozen in the air. The trees, whose shadows formed black streams toward me. In a weird silhouette in the eerie twilight behind the windfall. In all that silence, Semyon nervously whispered, "Hey guys, what's up with him?" I broadened my shoulders. My muscles felt like they were made of steel. Invisible plumes of fog flew toward me, breaking off the trees. I was absorbing the forest's power with every pore of my body. I smiled underneath the mask. No, I showed my teeth. My fists were itching. My stomach was growling.
Он превращается.
He's turning! You asked for this. I made a step forward. Semyon carefully stepped toward me, as if he's walking on thin ice. A trail from my dreams snaked in front of me again. Endless, alluring, it was beckoning me away from all the problems, toward the new wonderful world, the world of Magic Neverland. I pulled on the zipper, opened my coat, and threw it into the snow with a fast motion. Then growled. It felt like something was frantically looking for the exit underneath my skin. I went towards Semyon.
Он превращается.
He's turning!
Твою мать.
Fuck! Turning into a freaking. That's also a not a nice word. The clearing blew up in hysterical laughter. Ryasha was clenching his stomach. Roma smirked, shaking his head. And Semyon, who was laughing the most out of the three, spat on his knuckles and waved his fist like a club.
Ну и дебил же
"You're
ты
such a moron, Tosha!" and punched me smack in the face. A fist collided with my mask. The fur didn't dampen the blow at all. There was no power, no magic smoke coming from the pines. I flew towards the bushes and landed on my butt. My vision, bolstered by adrenaline a moment before, returned to normal.
Вот это был номер.
No, that was
Думал,
something.
он на
I thought he'd get on
четвереньки
all
станет,
fours and
сгребет
tear us
нас
to
всех,
bits,
как
like a
морковь.
carrot. You didn't see that, eh?
Видели?
Did ya?
Это считается,
You count him
что он
as
Это
hopping?
даже лучше.
This was even better. I sobbed. The mask had one advantage. If I cried, nobody would see my tears.
дурик.
What a loony.
Да тебе
You belong in a
бывает.
loony house for animals, eh? Semyon put his knee into the snow pile and ripped the glass out of my mumbled fingers. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Ryokun. Hydrate, okay? I love your voice and everything. Thank you. Good hydration check. I will do so. I will do so. Let me drink some water real quick. Tasty, tasty water. Tasty water. Good, good, good. Yeah, where is Alisa right now? I ripped the glasses out of my numbed fingers.
Дай очки.
Give my glasses back.
Я домой не
I
дойду.
won't make it home.
Чё ж,
Bullshit.
знаешь, какой у
Haven't you
зайца
heard
нюх?
that bunnies have a good sense of
По
smell?
запаху доберёшься
Don't
до
worry,
своего.
just
Ой,
use it.
что?
Hippity hop,
Ой,
hippity
что?
hop. Semyon shoved the trophy into his pocket and flashed me a toothy grin. Oh my gosh. 大きなウサギ。でも、このウサギは全然大きくない。Oh my gosh. He just stole my glasses.
Кролики
Besides,
очки не носят.
Bunnies don't wear glasses.
теперь вали
Now scram,
отсюда,
R-word. Should have gone with Polina, maybe. I stood up still wobbly. The trees became a blurry dark wall. 3 bright silhouettes were wobbling around me. There were black spots on them, their eye sockets and mouths, but it looked to me like there was more of them than it should be. I turned to the forest. Semyon's boot came to my rescue, kicking me in the butt and quickened my shameful retreat.
Прыг-скак, прыг-скак.
Hippity hop, hippity hop! I threw the mask into a ravine out of spite, then zigzagged through the fire break, alone in the giant snow-laden world. The trunks around me bent in all directions, their tree tops disappeared into the darkness above me. Blind Usagi, megane hoshi, megane hoshi yo. The sky was pushing me down. I wanted to cry, but my eyes were completely dry now. The only sadness and longing were left. A desire to bury myself under the snow and leave for Neverland, joining Volva and Senya. Senya? Who's Senya? I don't care where to go, just somewhere far away from here. Somewhere very, very far away.
Так, я не поняла.
Hey, what's this?
А где очки?
Where are your glasses, Anton? Did you lose them?
Да, ну, мам,
See,
И как можно быть
How can be you so
таким
careless? Do you think I own a
Будешь
money
деньги
printing
печатать,
press?
как же?
Yeah, right.
Будешь до
You'll be wearing your
следующего
old
года
glasses
только
until
очками
next year. Olya rushed to me.
а я лису видела.
I saw a fox! Surprise akin to a shotgun blast. I could only flap my lips in reply. A cup shattered into many pieces with a loud thang. My mom let it fall from her hands. Her face was pale and her eyes glued to the ground. This pause, just a split second, felt like an eternity. Then my mom spoke with disappointment. First it was an owl. Now it's a fox. Will you ever get tired of this? But it's true!
Такая пушистая.
She was so fluffy.
Она у забора
She stood on her back
стояла на
legs,
задних лапах.
near the hedge, just like a person.
Она меня
The
позвала.
fox called my name.
Мама
Then
вышла,
mom came and she
лиса
fled.
убежала.
There was no fox. Stop making things up.
Подходи к ней.
Don't go near her. If it was necessary, I was ready to shake my sister, as if she was a doll made of cloth.
Ты чего,
What's wrong, Tosha?
Не подходи, слышишь?
Don't go, you hear me? My mom entered the hallway and gave me a surprised look. I hesitated.
Лиса ведь укусить
Well, a
может.
fox will bite you. I remembered fairy tales where foxes used to kidnap children. I imagined my Alisa liberated carnivorous, running through the night forest with a dangling sack in her hands.
Это ж была не настоящая лиса.
It wasn't a real fox.
Расскажи ему, Оль.
Tell him, Olya.
Она на двух ногах
Stood on two
ходила.
legs and wore a
Ещё
dress.
была. Только она была
And she was real.
вправду.
Видишь?
See? My mom showed us a tired smile, as if it's the only explanation needed. I also forced myself to smile. My smile was like a thin piece of soap, right before it dissolves completely in your palm. But then I was left alone with my sister. I
Ещё
whispered,
раз увидишь её, беги.
if you see her again, run. I shut my eyes and threw the vitamins into my mouth, washed them down with water. Okasa me ga mienai. Yeah, mienai. Yeah, she's very scary. Kowai okasa-san desu ne. I shut my eyes and threw the vitamins in my mouth, washed them down with water. Please stop driving me mad, please. I was doing my homework on a Friday evening, like usual. I had already finished the hard part. There was only my art homework left, my favorite subject. I guess we have no choice but to draw. I need to draw some sort of magical beast. I wanted to draw a dino at first, but my brush reached— oh, what? My brush reached towards the orange paint all by itself. What is this? What is this? What the? One stroke after another, the picture of a fox started slowly forming on a piece of paper. She was almost popping out of the snow white sheet. She stood on back legs and wore a sly smile. My brush moved again, drawing a fluffy tail. A moment later, it dropped out of my weak hand. After I finished my drawing, I spent a while studying it in my surprise, as if I couldn't understand where this red beast came from. The longer I looked, the scarier her smile felt. Carnivorous fake, like the smiles of a woman-form adult magazines that were sold in press kiosks back in the city. An alluring smile that masked deep-seated malice. And the fox's eyes turned out red, as if bloodshot. They looked more like bullet holes you see in action movies. I don't remember them drawing them this way. I moved away from the table and the lamp's light reflected from the cold wet paint. The drawing was glossy. It felt like the fox was watching me. I'm so scared. Waiting.
Ты что, оглох?
Kowayo. Kowakatta. Are you deaf?
Я задумался.
I was just thinking.
Тебя спрашиваю, ты сестру
I asked
не
you again,
видел?
have you seen your sister?
Опять она...
She's hiding somewhere again. Something moved under my bed. I froze. Olya's dirty face peeked out with a finger pressed to her lips.
Оля, я тебя
Olya, I
вижу.
can see you.
Вылезай,
Get out
ты
of there. You're
пылишься.
covered in dust. Olya called from under the bed and started dusting off her stockings, looking down.
Пойдем, Оль.
Let's go.
Я тебе сказку
I'll read you a
почитаю,
fairy tale.
посижу с тобой,
Keep you
пока
company
не
until you
уснешь.
fall asleep.
Я с вами
I want to sleep with you. Not in that room. It's... Mom entered the room.
Опять сова.
What, the owl
А кто
again?
ж еще?
What do you think?
Оль, она не придет.
Olya, it
больше.
won't come
Я
anymore.
ее
I
прогнал.
chased it away. Olya shook her head in defiance.
прогнал.
You didn't!
Она
And
придет.
it will come!
Она сказала, что
It
будет.
said it'd come every night!
О,
Oh,
так
it
она у
talks
тебя-
now. Olya ignored the question, then asked, with newfound determination.
Можно я с вами
Can I sleep with you?
Можно.
Please?
Самый
This will be the last time!
А пусть у меня ложится.
Why don't you let her sleep in your... Oh, Why don't you let her sleep in my room? I thought it was a great idea, but Olya shook her head again.
У тебя
No,
не хочу.
I don't want your room.
На тебя
It watches
зло.
you too. I felt goosebumps all over my
Хватит.
body. Enough!
Нет никакой...
There's no
Ты
owl.
сегодня
You're
спишь
sleeping in your
у
own room tonight. Got it?
Ну, пожалуйста.
Mom, please! Please! Mom took Olya's hand and tried to lead her out of my room.
Пойдем, милая.
Let's go, sweetie.
Не
Don't
мешай.
bother your brother. Olya clutched the bed's head with her free hand. Please, please, please! I don't want to go to it! Mom was tugging Olya towards herself, but she didn't budge, only the bed's head squeaking in agony. Dad intervened by picking Olya up and carrying her out of the room despite her desperate protests and pleas. Oh. No! Don't take me to it! It's going to watch me again! I've listened to them struggling to make my little sister go to bed for a while. In the end, my parents gave up and let Olya sleep with them. But it was surely the last time. Ever. When everybody settled down, I was lying in my room, thinking about Olya's words. It's watching you too. I felt uncomfortable. I barely managed to calm down only after closing the curtains and my room shut. I don't like this. I don't like this. Huh? What's this? A dream? I was in the middle of a stuffy school corridor. I could see the literature classroom from here. The faces of dead classical writers on their portraits, the prim and regal pose of our homeroom teacher, Lilia Pavlovna. And around the corner was her daughter Katya, a snitching gossip, eagerly awaiting for me.
Эй, новенький.
Hey, transfer student! Transfer student!
Чего тебе, Кать?
What do you want, Katya? She got on her tiptoes and started swaying, while hiding her hands behind her back, then asked me with a fake smile on her face. Can I ask you something? Why did you get transferred here? I might have told the truth to this about Polina, but Katya will sell it on the market for 3 kopekas. It would be the same as printing all my thoughts and hanging them near Volva's picture for everyone to see. So I reverted to the answer I knew by heart.
Все из-за моих родителей.
It's because of my
У
parents.
папы тут новая
Dad has a new
работа,
job
а
here.
мама-
And my mom. But Katya didn't even listen to me. Just rushed forward towards the perked up ears on her. Toward the perked up ears of her friends, whispered something while stealing glances at me and giggling.
Да-да.
Yeah,
У
right.
нас тут совсем
He takes us for
дурачков.
fools.
Я вот слыхала,
I heard it's all
что
because of his
совсем
father.
недавно кому-то
He crossed the
крутому
road
дорогу
of some
перешел.
big shot and now the
Тебя
family is
не
hiding out in a
пойдут.
remote little
Нашим
village.
Неправда.
It's
Ты
not
всё
true,
врёшь.
you're lying.
А слышали?
Oh, and did you
Слышали,
hear
как
how he
Полина
hit
просто
Baburin out of the blue?
Это каким
What
надо
kind of
быть
freak must be
уродом,
to start
чтобы
bullying your
первый же
classmates from
день
day
отправить
one?
Прекрати. Ты же
Stop,
знаешь,
you know
он
he started
пьяный.
it.
Вот это
And if that
мало.
wasn't enough,
Ходит
there are rumors that this weirdo carries a bunny mask with him wherever he goes. Who in their right mind would do something like that, huh, girls?
Ясно, понятно.
I see. Our Antoshka must be truly special.
Может, слабак.
Maybe he's an Oh, that's not a
И
nice thing.
маньяк.
Or he's a serial killer. I'm sure you'll be able to find an axe in his backpack if you look hard enough. Or something even worse. Yes.
Замолчи.
Shut up.
Заткнись.
Look at him scream, as if something hit him, bit him.
А зрачки
His
там,
pupils, look how wide
зрачки
they
такие,
are.
что опять чего
I hope he won't go
рассказывают,
insane and resort to
берут,
violence
как
again.
зря же
I
его
mean, there
мать
must be a reason
таблетки.
his mom always feeds him those pills, right? I just stood there in confusion, trying in vain to understand how she found out about my medicine. And what scared me even more was the possibility that her nonsense had some truth mixed in it.
Да-да,
Yeah, that's right.
он такой же
He's as insane
ненормальный,
as his little
как и
sister.
представляете.
Can you
Этот
imagine that she says a
сумасшедший
human-sized owl
каждую
visits
ночь
her every
бредит
night?
только, что ты
But
её
not a
не
single
знаешь.
healthy person has seen it.
Этот наивный
And this
мальчик.
simpleton believes her. Can you imagine that? And then I caught a single look from the smirking crowd. Oh, wait, I don't know.
Правда, Антон?
Is that true, Anton?
Неужели
Are you really?
тебе не
Are you unwell?
Полина, послушай.
Paulina, listen to me.
Как же
Yeah, right.
Не слушай этого
Don't
болтуна,
listen to this liar,
Полиночка.
Paulinshka.
Ты еще не знаешь.
You don't even know that he cheated on you
Не
with
знаешь.
someone not from our school, with
А,
Alisa.
Су-
Paulina slouched as if someone kicked her in the stomach, then burst out into tears and fell to the dirty floor, wailing and screaming. No! Why her, Anton? Why? I couldn't understand her reaction, but I still rushed to Paulina's side before getting shoved violently by Katya.
Убери
Get
от
your
неё
paws
свои
off her, you
лапки,
monster!
чудовище!
Rage was building up under the veil of my fear. It slowly rose from the cloudy mist. I felt my upper lip creep up, it's showing
То,
my
что
teeth.
твой отец
The fact
бьёт
your father
мать,
beats your
ещё
mother
не
doesn't
даёт
give you
тебе
right to do
права
the same to
понимать.
girls. My fists became hammers. I couldn't unclench them. No one could speak about my family like that. I came to my senses when I already lunged at the angry Katya. He went nuts! Nuts! Help! Petrov went completely insane! At the same moment, the crowd around her became louder, started whistling and roaring. God, this is such a scary dream. And growling. What the heck? The silhouettes of my schoolmates became louder, larger, while they shot upward toward the ceiling, turned into a giant black forest, chock full of toothy faces. Oh God, that's so scary. I shrank into a tiny ball of fur and started shaking in fear before the might of ulcer-ridden trunks that belonged to either trees or humans. It was impossible to tell. So you're finally showing your animal nature! Coward! Katya's face was twisted in jubilation and ecstasy. Anton, why her? No! What makes her better than me? Polina screamed while choking on her tears. What the hell? He's just an animal! An outsider! Oh my god. Oh my god. What? What the? A scared flapping of wings came from the forest. A pair of giant white ears descended from somewhere above, and I dug myself into that. Anton, please! Wake up! I jumped, almost falling out of bed. Apparently, I was thrashing around for hours on the sweat-soaked sheets. Olya's scream pulled me out, set me free from the tentacles of fear. Anton, please, wake up! It took my eyes a while to focus on the silhouette near the window. Olya's voice was distant, my head was still ringing after the fright. Sounds got distorted, as if my ears were stuffed with cotton. My sister, as distressed as ever, kept on repeating the same phrase. The owl, please, I'm scared! Her tears poured on my heart like boiling water. I was almost thankful for the owl's appearance. Otherwise, the scared Olya wouldn't have woken me up. Wait a second, Olya. Want me to read Murzilka for you? Murzilka is Soviet Russian monthly illustrated magazine for kids, published in 1924. Magazine uses unidentified yellow creature wearing a scarf and beret as its mascot. Writers contributed to the magazine early in their careers. Give me... I placed my bare heels on the core floor, felt around for my glasses. Remembering Semyon, his underhanded act, I sighed. Anton, please, look! She couldn't tear her eyes off the window as if it was a staring contest. I found the light switch with my hand. The lamp poured bright light over me. I got up. My vision fooled me, moving the window closer, only to push it farther to the next moment. My sister was just a blurry spot. I took a hesitant step forward. Olya, what's there? What happened? Do you want me to open the curtains? No, please don't! The owl is there! The voice was coming from behind. What? I turned around and froze from terror. Teary-eyed Olya stole it in the doorway. Who? Who are you talking to right now? She stared at me with eyes that were red from crying. Her hands wrapped around her shoulder. Her voice was nervous and she was afraid to hear my answer. I was talking to you, to someone who pretended to be you. The ledge outside my windows creaked ominously, as if something huge was sitting on top of it. What is that sound? The thing that pretended to be Olya started spreading, changing shape, with grow and scary heights under the light of the carnivorous moon. Anton, please, come closer, come here. The voice didn't belong to my sister anymore. The thing that was hiding behind my curtains got tired of pretending, making me look like a fool. Yabe. I pinched myself as hard as I could, hoping that the silhouette near the window was just a continuation of my nightmare, a hallucination brought upon by the cursed house. And those don't bite, do they? The silhouette was towering before me under the veil of mist. I heard Olya still scream when someone had knocked on the window. They came to get us! Another knock. I stepped back into the middle of the room, and there, as if there existed nooks where I could hide from this horror. Knock, knock. The sound was sharp, metallic. The lamp started shimmering, and then suddenly lighted the hole and went out. Like a candle under a strong wind, the filament inside snapped with a ringing sound. What? No. The darkness was waiting for that exact moment, poured from all angles and enveloped me. There was only this window left in the whole universe. Moonlight poured through it, painting everything the color of bones that were exhumed from a crypt. Olya started squealing and pressed herself into my back, seeking protection. Then an eye, burned with a carnivorous fire, stared at us from the window. Knock. No, it wasn't trying to break the window. It was toying with us. It just kept knocking, driving us mad. Knock. As if a giant clock was measuring how the time left for us. Its pendulum swaying from the abyss. She was screaming in desperation. Her hands clutched my arm like a pair of pincers. Anton, come closer. I could barely make out the pair of wings that spread out above the black spot. Tell her, girl anymore, never ever! I just wanna leave, please! No. The moonlight suddenly disappeared from the room and the room descended to darkness. We couldn't see the burning eye anymore. I swallowed the stingy lump that was stuck in my throat. I stepped towards the curtains, entranced by the call of this disfigured guest. Olia was standing behind me mumbling, "Oh my god! The bleak window was creeping closer, curtains rustled. I reached out to move them aside, so I could look my fear in the eye. At that moment, I heard noise coming from our parents' bedroom. Without thinking, I pulled the curtain to the side in one swing. Nothing. Not though, there was something shining on the ledge, among the scattered feathers. My glasses. The ones Semyon took from me. How did they get there? Was it a gift from the gurgling night? Did the owl really bring them here? I looked at the front yard, the foreboding clearing, the toothy forest. Not a soul. Not a trace of our late-night guest. Only the lamppost, dreaming like a lone watchman in the snowy desert. The dry window frame creaked. I tore away the insulating tape. The stripes of glued newspaper. I opened the window with big trouble. Frost pinned me like with its little needles. The paintings on my walls moved from the draft. I touched my glasses, sure they would melt in my hands, but they were real. My brain was scrambling for an explanation. Semyon and his gang just pulled a prank on me. That was it. That's it. A smooth white blanket was glittering under the street lamp, just outside our yard. If anybody was to get close to the house, to climb the pipe to the ledge of the window, they would surely leave footprints. But there were none. I cautiously took my glasses. My wrist was still intact. Nobody pulled me into the darkness, full of restless writhing.
Вы почему не спите?
Why aren't you in bed? I swayed from surprise and almost fell out the window.
Совсем сдурели?
Are you out of your mind?
Жарко, что ли?
Did it feel hot in
Не
there?
болели давно?
Do you want to catch a cold? The owl was here. Tosha chased it
А
away.
ну-ка, marш.
Get to your room immediately and get into your bed.
Оставь.
And you. Mom paused, directly settling eyes at me. She was thinking of a punishment equivalent to my crime. In the end, she just waved her hand, took Olya by the shoulder and left, throwing gloomy words my way.
Завтра поговорим.
Let's talk tomorrow. The feathers and their talons definitely look suspicious. I managed to get the frame back in place with a couple of hits, pressed it in the latches with all the strength my fingers could muster. Cold left the room, but the fear was still present. I placed my glasses on my nose and started studying my reflection in the window. It didn't look like my face, more like a death mask. Just like one worn by the boy from the notice board. That night, I was on the edge of joining him there. A black and white face was staring at me through the clearing between student heads. It wasn't Volva. His face was right beside it. I recognized the fat cheeks, the damaged skin. Semyon. Babudin's photo was printed out and placed under the glass, like an exhibition piece. No way! No way! No way! Wow. Wow. Wait, this is such a good story. Wow. So, Semyon was killed or taken into the forest, and my glasses were returned. The glasses that he had, returned by the owls. Holy cow, that's so interesting. I am actually... Wow, wait, that's such a twist. I'm so interested in what could happen next. Whoa, that was a roller coaster. That was a roller coaster, guys. This is really cool. Wow. Maybe the animals have been good this whole time. Yeah. Wow. The owl killed him. Yeah, either killed him or like abducted him. That's crazy to think. Maybe this all happened because I chose to befriend Semyon instead of I just befriended Alisa instead of Polina. Wow. That's such a twist, guys. That's so cool. Anyways, I think that's enough for today. That's been a good stream. Fun time. Hopefully we can continue part 3, chapter 3 tomorrow. It'll be really interesting. I don't know how much is left, but I'll be very curious to know. Roller coaster indeed. Does the owl with the kids... Yeah, maybe he puts the kids in a... Yeah, he takes them away to the forest dark or something. Yeah, can't wait for the rest of the story. I'm glad, yeah. I'm really excited. Anyways, I think we'll call it there. Mo owarimasu. The story really gets intense. Yeah, right? It's taken so many different twists and turns that I actually really enjoy it. Been great with a voice impression? Thanks. I've been doing my best to try and figure out something, but I'm glad. Hella good? Thanks, yeah. Let's do this again next week. The forest is the shadow realm? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. But yeah, I think with that, I will say, Otsutomo, Otsumip, and Otsupyon. That was really, really fun. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. It's time for the outro. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Bye. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. Before you go, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost to 100k subscribers, so if you could hit the bell and share, I'd really appreciate it. I post every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Alright, that's all, my dudes. Remember, as always, love, peace, and we